Well, Randy Miller, Roche Realty Group. Today I'm out on a property in Dalton on Buck Road, sometimes known as Buck Hill Road, depending on what map you look at. I think the official name is just Buck Road. This is an absolutely stunning property. It's 11.94 acres. It's sloping. It does have a northeasterly slope, looking towards Canada, Vermont on the left, Canada to the north, Maine on the right. I don't know. I'm not certain you can see Maine from here, but it's, pretty long view from up here. And I'm about to show you that in just a moment, but it's mostly cleared. There's actually a home going in right on the lot right before this. I don't know if it's going to be seasonal or year-round residents, but a little bit sorry, there's a little undergrowth here. Going to kind of scooch through here and see if I can't see over onto the lot. It's pretty cleared out here right now. It was logged recently, and by recently I mean within the last 5 years or so. Anyway, I'm going to flip the camera around so you can kind of see what I'm seeing. And just one moment. So I'm on the southwest boundary up near Buck Road. I believe this rock wall here is probably the boundary. I couldn't find a pin, although I bet you there's one around. I just need to hunt a little bit more for it. But, these are your views here. So this is looking towards Vermont, across, I believe we may be seeing right up towards into Canada. If these hills right here weren't here, you'd probably see all the way to Maine. It's a very nice location. That's the, I can't tell if you can see it from here, but there it is right there. That's the Connecticut River. And then all that over there is Vermont. And I believe farther up this way is Canada, but I'll do a little bit more looking around to see if that's accurate with my Peak Finder app. So it was cleared several years ago, probably 5 years ago or so, all the way down. It's a rectangular shaped lot. It is surveyed. The survey's at the registry. I got to pick that up, but it was one lot that was subdivided into 4 lots. So there's 4 rectangular shaped lots here. There's one over here that's partly developed. It's got, it looks like a spot to build a house maybe, or maybe there's some mobile homes in there, something like that. I don't know. This lot over here is being developed now. This is the one that's going to have a house on it. The roadway, it is a class 6 road, but it's well maintained, up to that property next to us and where they're building. And then it is actually, I'm going to cut this way for a moment and see if I can't follow this rock wall to a pin. But it does have some foundations on it. It looks like they're building something pretty significant over here. But the roadway after that gets a little bit rougher, but it's still easily passable with an SUV or maybe a high clearance even car. Power comes in almost to that lot. They're probably going to extend it once they build that building, I'm assuming. So you'd probably have, a couple 100 feet to get to power. This is the roadway here. I'm going to kind of walk around. So Buck Road, it continues on this way. It's, not maintained at all at that section down there. It's only maintained up to here. But that's the direction. You go down there and you end up at the snowmobile trail. This is a neighboring property across the way here. So I'm going to just kind of walk down here just to show you a little bit about the roadway. But coming in, we're now past the boundary. So this property on our right here, that's actually somebody else's property. That's the one that's being developed right now. But so you know, it's kind of like a driveway right now. It's not in super great shape, but it's not bad. It's easy to pass. You know, a good grading would take care of that pretty quickly. And then, you know, down a few hundred feet down that way is where the power ends, and you know, of course, could be extended up this way. Okay, I'm gonna go back on the lot here and wander around a little bit and see what we can find. But just to remind you, Buck Road goes straight through along the south boundary of the property, and eventually feeds out to the snowmobile trail, which is really great. You basically have direct access down Buck Road. I believe it's trail number 15. I'll double check on that. I'm not actually certain, but from there you basically can go, you know, wherever the trail system will take you. Should be a really good year this year. I think all indicators say we're going to have a lot of snow this year, so that's finally right. I mean, it's been years since we've had really, really good snow coverage, although up here it's never terrible. All right, so I'm kind of wandering into the lot a little bit here. I'm going to flip the camera back around again so you can see what I'm seeing. So just kind of continuing walking. It's relatively flat right up in here, so, which is great. I mean, you know, I would say, you know, building a driveway through here, you know, building out anywhere in here, I mean, would be ideal. You could, you know, you can get right out here on the slope, have a nice open view to all of this. You know, it's just absolutely beautiful. It's so hard to see this through a camera, but it's just honestly a panoramic view all the way around. Unbelievable. This is such a pretty property, and I don't know if you can see it, but the moon's right up there sticking out. Anyway, yeah, and again, that's the, you know, Connecticut River down in there that we're seeing. So everything over there is Vermont, and you know, maybe Canada. I'll have to look on the map and see what's what. So anyway, there's the views from the top up here, and I'm just going to kind of keep on seeing what I can see. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I have a dog, and he's missing today, but it's hunting season, and it's not really an ideal time to bring him out in the woods because he likes to run around and wander, and you know, for the most part, hunters are great and conscious of things like that, but accidents happen, and he might sneak up on somebody that I don't know is there, and he doesn't know is we're here, and you know, we just don't want anybody getting hurt, namely my dog. But so anyway, I don't usually like to bring him out in the fall when it's hunting season. I do have a vest for him, but you know, like I said, better safe than sorry. So if you do come out here to take a look at this, I want to, you know, just caution you. It is, you know, there's a lot of woods around here. Again, most hunters are really good about where they're at. They know the area, but some people can wander, and it's, you know, not on purpose. It just happens. And so you don't want to have any surprises. God forbid somebody gets shot just looking at some property. But sorry, there's a lot of prickers out here. Just be cautious. They're pretty they're pretty sharp. So I run into these a lot in the woods. It's just part of walking through the woods. But anyway, I'm just kind of wandering. Again, we're just wandering down the property here, heading a little bit farther down the slope. You know, it's so wild. I mean, you feel like you see everything, and then you walk to a different location, and then you look around, and it's you know, it's just a different view. It's absolutely stunning. Hold on a second. I'm going to turn this. I'm in a section here that had a bit more selective cutting, and so it's a little easier to navigate through here. According to GPS, I should be standing right on the boundary of the northwest boundary. I've looked around. It's pretty thick in here. I can't see a pin, but you know, and I could be off a little bit. The GPS is not always 100% accurate, and property lines are not always super accurate on the apps that we use. So you know, it should be approximately around here, but unfortunately I cannot spot it anywhere. But so this is kind of what I'm looking through right now. It's not terrible, but it's, you know, it's just kind of thick enough on the ground that if there's no, you know, if there's no orange flag or like yellow cap, it's going to be really hard to spot it in here. You know, and I've used metal detectors and found them before, but metal detectors in New Hampshire can be a little tricky because there's so much iron in the ground. So unless you have a really, really good metal detector, it's kind of hard to find using a metal detector. But you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But all right, well, that's the northwest boundary. You know, even from down here at the bottom of the property, you're still, you know, still getting amazing views off that way. And then, so this is off property here. This is back on the property. I'm going to kind of go around this clump of trees here and get back on the property. But, yeah, I'm going to go wander over and see if I can't find the, pin on the, northeast boundary. All right. So, I'm on the, northeastern boundary. And again, I've kind of looked all over the place approximately where the pin should be. And again, you know, sometimes they're a little off on the maps. So both the GPS and sometimes the lot lines. So finding pins is not always easy to do. And that's assuming the pins were ever driven in the ground. Because sometimes that's a thing too, where they're marked on a geolocation, but not. I just found a blue ribbon, sorry, right here. I don't know what's under here. Hold on. A couple pieces of blue ribbon laying here. They were buried under the leaves. I just kind of spotted them, pulled them to see if I could find a metal pin there. I did not, but yeah. Who knows? Somebody knows. So, yeah, unfortunately, I just don't see any indicator of a pin. I mean, those blue ribbons are nice to see, but they could have blown over there and then got buried in the leaves. It's, you know, really hard to say if there's any meat to that. But anyway, so I am going to pick up the survey when I leave here, so hopefully it's on that, where they're located, if they've been driven in or not. Sometimes they're not. It just depends on the surveyor. But anyway, we'll keep digging. And I'm just going to head up the eastern boundary now, we're heading towards the south. And yeah. Maybe we'll stop along the way. Whoop, here's another blue ribbon here. Yeah. Those could have just fallen off of something. Oh well. Always worth exploring. So walking right here on the edge of the property is proving to be the easiest spot to walk. It's sometimes that undergrowth can get a little thick, and with all the prickers, it can be a little bit, you know, tough to push your way through. But and we are going uphill, so I'm a little out of breath. But anyway, we're just gonna keep pushing our way back to the south. All right, so whew, that took some doing. It's pretty steep coming up this side, but this is approximately where the GPS is telling me the boundary is. There's a little ditch here. This is Buck Road. You know, it's pretty cleared out. It just keeps going. Again, this ends at the snowmobile trail. So, you know, easy access to get down there. I actually don't know what the rules are for ATVs out here. You know, some trails allow it, some don't. Definitely something to look into, I suppose. So here we are. This is the southern boundary of the lot. And again, it just goes right down Buck Road, sometimes known as Buck Hill Road. And yeah, it's overall absolutely beautiful property. You know, it's been cleared. It's really ready to build. A perk test was done several years ago. I'm trying to find the results of that, and I just don't have them. I may be able to get them from the company that did it. Tried reaching out to them. I left a voicemail. We'll see if they still have that report. Some companies keep them for a long time, some don't. But I'd probably encourage you to do another one anyway if you wanted to build a septic. So I got a little glow going here, walking up that hill. It's a little steep. It's pretty chilly this morning. I don't think it's even near 40 yet. It's probably in the mid 30s. But you know, great hiking weather, especially if you got to go up a steep slope. But just heading back to the southwest corner of the lot where the driveway is. You know, overall this property is, in my opinion, it's absolutely stunning. There's so much potential here. The views are absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's got great recreational value. If you love to, you know, ATV, hunt, you know, there's local fishing around here, snowmobiling. You know, there's just so much to it. Oh, this is great. There's an old, so hold on. I didn't notice this before. There's an old cable here with a lock on it. There must have been, before this was built here, there must have been some access right here, but this is probably the most ideal spot for the driveway cut. You know, comes in off of a much better maintained section of the road. It is right in the corner, but you know, it's a perfect spot to come in. You're going to want to build up here anyway. I mean, I would. I don't know why you'd want to build any lower. This, you know, again, absolutely stunning views all around. You know, just to recap, it's 11.94 acres. Pretty rectangular lot. In fact, it's almost a perfect rectangle lot. It is a class 6 road, but it's well maintained. Power is nearby. It's probably, I don't know, 500 feet or so away. I'll kind of pace it off and see how accurate that is. But, you know, I feel like this would be pretty easy to get developed. There's no zoning here, you know, so you don't have to, you know, jump through any hoops to get permits to build or anything. You know, overall, you know, great location. Dalton's a great town. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a great day.